Welcome back to the Taste of BPCC. I'm your host, Adam Stampley, and today with me I have Chef John. And what are we making today?
We're making a chicken jerk that's going to be topped with a Caribbean relish and some sweet potato fries, and then a jerk sauce.
Okay, so what are we going to do first?
First, we're going to take our chicken, and we'll go ahead and take our jerk seasoning, which is curry, salt, and pepper, and then I believe a little bit of ginger. I'm just gonna put it over the skin and chicken itself. Just coating it.
And why did you pick this recipe for us to do today?
Because it's fresh, light, and it's really easy to make at home.
Okay. I see that we have a lot of ingredients here, and it's all kind of new stuff to me. What is like, are we gonna be able to taste like each thing in this, or is it gonna be like?
So in the relish we have mango, apple, and red pepper and red onion, and then some honey and raisins. So that's what's all in there. So you have that, and then in our jerk sauce we've blended up parsley, the jerk seasoning, the Worcestershire sauce with a very, just like what my chefs say, a kiss of cloves. So just a very little bit with the onions, jalapeno peppers, ginger, and then the regular garlic.
And that all made this?
Yes, that'll make what looks like a green juice.
So what are the steps of like putting this all together? Like first we're gonna, I guess, cook the chicken, or is that
First,
later?
I would actually either make your sauce first or your relish.
Okay.
Because then you can put those in a cooler and you can wrap this relish up so it doesn't brown. So I'd do that first. Then I would either, whatever one you do first, you make the other one. So if I made the relish first, I would go make the sauce next.
Okay.
And then after that, I would start by seasoning my chicken, getting the stove ready. So get your pan heated, have that, and then get your oil in your pan. So put just a little bit of oil in. Let it coat the pan. If you have any excess oil, go ahead and knock it out. You shouldn't have too much excess. And so what I do is when you want the skin on,
Okay.
you want the skin on to get that nice Maillard on there. And what I do is I take a skewer through it, and then I put it in the pan and let it cook with the skewer in, because you just pull it out and it'll adhesive to the chicken. So once this heats up a little bit more, and get the oil over it, we should go ahead and take our chicken, grab that, and we'll go ahead and start by getting a nice Maillard on the back and front.
I love chicken.
It's
Hearing
delicious.
that, I'm like, this is gonna be good. I'm really excited for this.
Me too. And then also with the final touches of it, we have a sweet potato fry. You take some sweet potato, shave the skin off, and then put it into small julienne strips, and then put salt and pepper on them, and deep fry them for a few seconds, about like 30 seconds to a minute, depending on how thick your strips are.
So once that is done cooking, well, how long should that cook for, do you think?
Should cook till it's 165, so at high heat, which is where we're at to get that. There we go. We want it to get to a nice, you shouldn't see any pink, and when you cut into it, if you don't have a thermometer, it should be straight white.
Okay.
It should not have any pink. If it's pink, it's not done, because that can make anyone very sick.
It smells really good. I can already
Yes.
smell it. After that's done cooking, what are we gonna do to it next?
We will plate it with our relish, our sauce, and our strips. And then a good garnish to go on top just for looks, and it tastes really good, is to take a dried out apple chip, which you can slice an apple really thin, put it in a pan, oil the pan, put them on, and then oil the bottom of another pan, and then put those on that pan on top of the other, and then stick it in the oven at a low temp, and let that just dry out slowly.
So I noticed we've had honey here. Did we mention that was already in something?
Yes, that is in the relish.
That's in it? Okay.
That's the final thing that will go in the relish.
And is it just going to be like just put on top, like just?
The relish?
Yeah.
It'll be set kind of offset to the side so you can scoop it.
Okay.
So originally the way I played it, then take the sauce, get a plate, pour your sauce on just a little bit, then set your chicken kind of in the sauce but not on top of it. Just one end on the end, and then put relish on the other end with the chip right over it. And then some of the sweet potato fries off to the side.
So it seems like this dish is all about like the presentation of it. Like I feel like it's gonna look very, like we have this part, we have the chicken, the relish, the jerk sauce, like it's just all these different things.
But it all comes together in the end. A good way to think of it is if you went to California, south, like this would be something that would be sold north south beach end because of its light, fruity flavors and just
lots of color.
Yeah, it's very pretty. Let's go ahead and take a look at this. Get that nice color there. So, set that down. Yep, this should, I would say, with the skewer, because you can't get the chicken to lay flat right away, you want that to cook the skin onto it a little bit more. I would give it around 5 minutes, and originally you would throw it in the oven. Afterwards at probably about 300.
Okay. Do we have a plate to get that back onto, or?
Yeah, we'll throw it onto the pan back there.
Okay.
So.
It looks really good.
Thank you. And so you get this nice brown right here at the edge.
Yeah.
And that's called Maillard. It's where the skin starts to brown and you'll get a nice crisp, and that's meant to hold in all the juices. Okay. So it gets a nice crust over it so the juices don't seep out and flow everywhere, even though I put holes in it.
So how did you learn this recipe? Is this
something my chef taught me.
Okay.
Right here. So we sat down, we came up with a recipe and talked about it, and we thought maybe the Mediterranean would go better.
So I bet your family loves that you're the cook. Do you always cook at like Thanksgiving and Christmas and?
They make me cook, yeah. They're starting to do that.
Is that almost done?
It's almost.
Looks good. Smells good. Sounds good. And this relish is like, is this like a traditional recipe? Like, this is how you do it every time, or can you like vary it?
You
and,
can
like,
vary it. It's however you want. It's however you'd rather do your relish. I would do it this way, maybe a little less onions, because we put a good bit. I put a good bit of onions in this one this time, but I would do a little bit less onions and more mango, because that mango gives a nice flavor to it, and it has so much in there already, and those flavors are already mixing, but the mango it's not as potent as the others because it doesn't have as much.
Right.
It'll stand out. And then those raisins just top it off with the honey. And then, can you hand me that pan right there? I'll go ahead and pull this one off. Set that right there. Set that down. Turn this off. There it goes.
Okay.
And then
Nice.
now we get to plate it. You would, like I said, I wouldn't put it all in the center. I would offset it. Especially if you were to serve this to people. They didn't know. You wanted it to look pretty. So I'm gonna put it right here. Just not too much, but let it go out. I'm gonna take the chicken, probably this one. This is a prettier piece. It's just been cooked. And set that right in there at the tip, so it has the effect that it's just elevated onto it and it's drizzling out from under. And then we will take just a little bit of the relish. So take just some of these. Go ahead. Set it right here.
So is the presentation part, like the whole like offset and how to make it look nice, do they teach you that, or is that something you kind of have to learn on your own?
You do get taught that. One thing that is commonly done, and it's not very wise to do, is everyone drizzles everything over it and covers their product.
Right, and then you can't see all the different
Yes, so you just see chicken's the main part. You don't want the relish over the top to cover the whole thing of the chicken. So you'll have this so far, and my professor would argue to set these right here and then the chip on top. But what I want to do is I'm gonna set them right off to the side, kind of leaning against it all so you don't cover anything. And then taking your apple chip that we've dried out, move this over and just slide that right there so it hangs on. And you have yourself a pretty little Mediterranean jerk.
It
chicken.
is very pretty. It's probably the like you only in movies you really see like your food delivered to you. Like I've never had it this put together before.
And you see down here in the South, everyone does home style cooking, so
Right.
they'll just take it and you'll get roasted turkey sliced and then thrown on a plate with some gravy over it.
Right.
And it's just home style cooking. It's meant to remind you of home. And for this is something you could serve at a nice restaurant, and people would pay quite a bit of money probably for
Right.
it.
All right. Well, thank you for teaching me and the viewers at home how to do this. And make sure to tune in next week. This has been the Taste of BPCC. I'm Adam Stampley, and for Chef John, have a great day.